Welcome back to Beard to Brews. Hey, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe or follow no matter where you're listening. Not only does it help us out, but you'll know when we have another one brewing. Gentlemen, 'tis the season. If my calculations are correct, this will come out right on St. Paddy's Day, and what better way to show off an entire culture than watch Leprechaun from 1993. What'd you think?
Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh, if you want to throw in the little accent there. But man, when you watch this, you're in for a treat because it starts out with these moments of serious dread, and then you're just completely sidetracked by the fact that nothing is serious. Wow.
Yeah, this was actually my very first time seeing Leprechaun. This movie's okay. It's a little weird, though. I'm kind of for it, though. Give me more Warwick Davis.
Hey, I'm right there with you. And what about you guys? Hastily introduced friends of the show, Greg and David from Fright Court.
We got a collab episode, boys.
Try as you may, try as you might. We've come all the way from the court of fright.
Hi, this is David.
This is Greg.
And we're discussing Leprechaun. We love this film. Warwick Davis is the real treasure from this movie.
Oh.
Yeah, true.
In our podcast, we discuss where unloved horror sequels have their day in court. And this franchise has been a heavy favorite of ours. You know,
Sequels galore, this one.
yeah, with Warwick Davis, you get to 6 films, and that's plenty enough.
That is plenty. What I enjoyed about this film the most, I think, is that I got a lot of other stuff done while the movie was watching, and I got to come back and didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
I gotta say that I'm with the Fright Court on this one. Warwick Davis being the original OG funny little man before Kevin Hart, so big props to him.
Everyone else has seen this movie before, is that right?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Cannot date myself. My father took me to see it in the theater when I was a little kid.
It's okay to be a 57-year-old man. It's all right.
Exactly. It's all right. But it was fun. I remember they gave out free posters and they made kind of a big deal about it. And then there was the second one coming out they were making a big deal about. But it was fun. I remember laughing at the shoes in particular, his obsession with shoes.
Right. Is that an actual thing?
Do you like the gold buckles on me shoes?
I think it was based on some kind of folklore.
I do. There's rules in these movies, and they change every movie, so they're not consistent at all. In this one, yeah, he's obsessed with shoes. You kill him with the 4-leaf clover, but in the sequels, neither of those things pop up again.
No.
There are rules around leprechauns. I did not know about them. I didn't know about the shoe thing, the 4-leaf clover thing. I didn't know they could teleport.
Oh, see, that's what I was going to bring up. Like, they start making up rules halfway through the movie. All of a sudden, he's Dr. Manhattan, just zapping behind people.
And the shoe thing, he's, who is he? Quentin Tarantino?
Oh, ew. By the way, check out last episode, Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
That is a recurring reference on our podcast, is how much QT loves his feet.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
his feet,
Well, he might have affinity for himself.
True.
And this is also the first starring role of Jennifer Aniston, which is pretty amazing.
That's right.
I was very excited to see Jennifer Aniston face off with her greatest adversary, her original nose.
Hold on. I want to say something here. Jennifer Aniston, you should have kept the OG because that's a better nose. It's way cuter.
We can all agree, but I have to ask, what'd you guys think of what she played opposite of handsome Kevin Bacon?
Oof.
Right? Yeah. I like that actor. He was in April Fool's Day. He's been in other horror movies.
Oh, Nathan.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Nathan.
The hunk.
Yes, Nathan the hunk.
I have him down exactly as hunky Kevin Bacon. Could be beefy Kevin. Is there like a beef equivalent of bacon? Because that's what this guy is.
I liked Brady's idea before the show was just cold cut bacon.
With horrible tastes and... Oh, no. The house colors they were painting in the movie was atrocious. Blue and red. I was like, this is a little kid's house.
3 guys who paint. Yeah.
That was pretty good. But I did not believe their painting skills at all. They're just like,
no. I was like, wait, what?
It's like one muscly guy who is probably able-bodied, one actual child, and one
Ozzy.
Ozzy, yes. I don't think we can quite use that word just yet, but Trump's America, maybe next year.
They're eating the dogs.
I'm pretty sure that guy tried to steal Pee-wee's bite.
Yes, that is him. Yeah.
Yeah, Francis.
And then he
Yep.
steals
Yeah.
a leprechaun's coin, so he's a thief.
Yeah, he's a child at heart and a child in the brain.
He goes from painting to, I guess, stealing Pee Wee's bike to being John Wayne Gacy.
Yes,
Oh,
he was.
What a leap.
Yes,
He's a man of all facets, I hear.
yes
Oh,
he is.
I mean, it doesn't take that much of a jump actually to go from eating paint to painting your face like a clown, right?
No,
Oh man,
Right.
he inadvertently got painted on in the movie, and it was so avert. Like even the stars came out. Like I'm not even gonna ask what happened.
There is a subplot where they're going to use the gold from the leprechaun to fix his brain.
It's science.
yes.
I mean, like that little maggot kid had me cracked up. He had that
Oh,
big fat red hat, and he's just like, "Yeah, we're just gonna get your brain fixed. I just need to pay the doctors."
This film was ahead of its time, folks.
yep. He's already just sitting in there thinking about his 357 Magnum, what he's going to do with it. Did I mention this is a literal child?
He said he would put it up to his temple, pull the trigger, and all his guts would pop out. And I thought, that doesn't sound right to me.
No,
That's not how guts work.
Most of his lines in the movie were kind of ass, anyways. To the point to where, like, when he had that one sweet one-liner at the end, I was just like, nah, I guess.
Was that a sweet one-liner, or was that just like the thing that they wrote before they realized they had a movie?
It was pretty good. I dug it a lot.
Let's make a Lucky Charms reference. That's people's best parallel to leprechauns, right? Lucky Charms is a cereal.
Fuck you, Lucky Charms.
At a certain point, I thought there was going to be more St. Patrick puns, like more four-leaf clovers somewhere,
yeah, I thought it would take place on St. Patrick's, and it didn't.
No.
It was just a random day, random time.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
It should have had the lady from Austin Powers in there whenever she's trying to explain the whole Lucky Charms bit. That would have been
Oh, the
solid
little
gold.
leprechaun.
Right. Prowl Farbissina, yeah.
Wow.
I'll let you know a gripe that I had, just a little idiosyncrasy. That's not a word, but you got it. There is no way any of this geography takes place in, what is it, North Dakota?
You're right. Nothing reads North Dakota.
No.
Like, not that I'm an expert on North Dakota. No one is. But nothing around it screams it.
No.
I haven't looked this up, but I guarantee that's like Ventura County.
It's
Yeah,
where
it was in Simi Valley where I grew up.
Simi Valley? All right, there we go. There we go.
There it is. That's like when you notice all the palm trees in Halloween. You're like, wait a minute.
Well, I guess they said on the commentary that the house was the little house on the prairie house.
yeah.
Oh, so it was definitely haunted.
Yeah. Oh, it must have been.
It's got to be the best thing to come out of there since All My Children's Josh Duhamel.
What the fuck is that?
Haven't you heard?
He's a better Timothy Oliphant.
Sure.
Those are like two of North Dakota's hallmarks. That gentleman and Leprechaun, evidently.
I just know that state from Fargo, and most of that movie takes place in Minnesota.
I mean, the
Well, you
capital is
know there.
Bismarck or something. That's all they got. We've named all 5 North Dakota facts.
Yep, I guess so.
Now on to South Dakota.
Okay, so let's get this movie started. This movie starts out, we meet Mr. O'Grady, who only barely matters. He's coming home from his mother's funeral in Ireland. He's really excited, driving home in a limo, drunk as a skunk because he just chugged a bottle of Jameson's.
Sure did.
He's excited because he's got an urn full of gold, leprechaun gold that he stole somehow. Waves hands vaguely.
I need me gold!
But before that, we get like a little bit of insight to like what a leprechaun is, because they immediately show Mr. Leprechaun as he kind of jangly goes down the steps trying to get a handful of shredded cheese from the fridge.
He's a cheddar goblin.
Yes.
Cheddar Goblin.
The Whiskey Goblin.
The
Yeah.
whiskey cup.
That's my nickname for my dad. Whiskey Goblin.
But now, yeah, he thinks he's made it big now because he has the gold, and he's like, "We're living in mansions now." And the wife is all pissed off, and she's like, "We got money for this."
What you talking about? That's English. That's not an Irish accent. But no,
You're right though. Like he just comes in almost guns ablaze, like, "Oh, we're basically filthy rich. Look, woman, I have gold."
it's a bag of 100
ruthless-
coins.
Yeah.
That's very important. Specifically 100, because if we didn't have that, probably wouldn't
We
have the
wouldn't have
last
a
20
movie.
minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
I
no.
guess.
But like after a while, I did kind of feel like they were just like making stuff up to get the 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, we got 75 minutes in. studio really wants a tight 90. We got. Can we cut in where the stupid kid swallowed a coin? So we got to stick around for a little bit longer. Yeah, let's do that. All right, cool.
Throw the leprechaun on a skateboard. That'll kill someone.
Oh yeah.
He's rad now.
I love how many vehicles he drives in this movie. There's skateboards, roller skates, go-karts, a tricycle, a pogo stick, a wheelchair.
The wheelchair was great.
This movie is one dirt bike away from Pumpkinhead.
Oh my God. God damn you.
I love Pumpkinhead. Oh yeah.
On the roller skates, he goes through a fence at one point, and there's the outline of the leprechaun in the fence.
Yeah, that's the moment where you're just like, all right. Turns out it was Goofy all along.
Well, it's funny. There's like an underlying theme in all the movies. Like he'll be in little costumes, or it's like, where did you find these?
The leprechaun occupies like a Venn diagram of my interests of monsters, where one is like Gremlins, the tiny little monster where they get these outfits and you don't know where they get them. Like, where's that construction hat from? Like, why is he dressed as a doctor? And then the other overlap is just, I like horror movie villains where they enjoy their work, like a Freddy, or not a tortured killer who doesn't want to do it. I like someone who's just like having a great time. It's a fun day at the office.
He laughs at his own jokes, which I love.
And the overlap for those two is Leprechaun.
Yeah.
He's just mauling a police officer in the face, then just having a little giggle.
Well, maybe that's just his facade. Maybe he goes home, takes a long drag of that cigarette. He's like, lucky me.
And then the leprechaun stares in the mirror for hours, just like, who are you?
Well, he does take a look in the mirror at one point and is a little bit scared. He's like, what am I, a vampire? Ugh.
Well, he does look at the Lucky Charms box at one point and he goes, Dad.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Dad?
Yeah.
I saw him do that, but I thought he was just like, I don't want any of this shit.
I thought he said Dad. Maybe he did. Maybe he went, but it wouldn't cute if he said Dad.
It's his dad on the line?
That's where the shoe shine thing comes in. You know, he sees the leprechaun. He's like, shit, there's Dad. I better polish some shoes.
Yeah.
It is crazy how he's just like so upset. He has this weird obsession. Like he can only focus on polishing shoes if they're tossed in front of them.
It seems very powerful, like something that's so ubiquitous, like everybody knows that leprechauns love shoes. It's almost like they could have used that way earlier.
Is that a thing?
I've never heard it before this movie.
It's so specific.
It reminds me very much so of the X-Files episode where if you throw rice, the vampire has to count it. It was very much that.
Like Dracula 2000. Terrible movie.
Yes.
Does that happen in Dracula 2000?
It happens
the
sequel.
The sequel. Yeah, it's like 2001. I don't know.
Dracula 2 Ascension.
well, excuse me. Dracula 2001 sounds like a space odyssey. I take it back.
They should have named it that, though.
Why are there no Draculas in space?
There is. They made Dracula 3000.
Leprechauns have been in space.
Brady, actually, tell us about how leprechauns go to space.
Boy, oh boy, do I have a funny story. So when we planned this big crossover, I don't know how, but wires were crossed.
So fucking done with you.
I thought we were watching Leprechaun in space. The superior Leprechaun, in my opinion.
Oh, Part 4 is a classic.
You want to talk about like little outfits? Boy, oh boy. You get Leprechaun Wayne, where he becomes a cowboy. There is Leprechaun, where he is birthed through a penis. Or gets it.
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
or gets it. It took him 4 tries.
I don't think that's a penis. I think that's a graboid. That's why we got Kevin Bacon here.
What's it? 7 degrees? Kevin Bacon.
7 inches of Kevin Bacon.
7 inches of Kevin Bacon.
7 inches.
6 if it's cold.
Yeah.
I do hear he's a victim of circumstance.
Yes.
Circumcision stance?
Circumcision, yeah. I think we all went for that one. That's good.
The gang's all here.
I got a perfect segue. We're all talking about Kevin Bacon. We're all talking about penis. We're all talking about grabbing. There is a scene in this film where the leprechaun has somehow hidden inside of a drawer in the kitchen.
Right.
Hunky Kevin Bacon is questing to find him with a shotgun. The drawer opens, the hand comes out, and the leprechaun grabs a handful of Kevin Bacon dick.
But it's a leprechaun
Right there.
handful, so it's just like a little pinch. A little pinch.
It's always his strong hand.
Ooh.
He said, do you have whiskey, Dick? Would you like some?
No, that hand that comes through the telephone, that was creepy as fuck though, right?
One thing I do love too, it does show Jennifer Aniston's like kind of scream queen chops because she's never done another horror movie. I don't think she ever does want to do one, but she really proved herself in this. You know that she could do more of these if she wanted to.
Well, before we move on, let's talk about her. Like, I feel like she is the best actor in this movie, by far.
Yeah. By a lot.
Yeah, like I know the bar is kind of like oddly shaped in this movie, but like this movie was made in the early 90s, so it just has that feel of like, yes, everyone knows this is a ridiculous movie. We're doing it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, no one knows that Jennifer Aniston's going to end up becoming like, you know, one of America's friends, right? No one knows that that's what her career is going to be in 1993, right?
She spilled a man's paint thinner and gave him $40. That was her way up.
That was.
She went from LA Gear.
No.
shoes.
I saw those LA Gear and I was like, oh my God, 8-year-old me wants those. Those are slick.
So yeah, so they all go into this house. We have like the party. You got Jennifer Aniston, you got handsome Kevin Bacon, you got the rest of the paint crew. They're supposedly painting this old house because this man had a stroke supposedly 10 years ago.
I guess.
And he's locked away somewhere. So now Jennifer Aniston's dad bought this old dump, according to her.
Yeah,
And she's really bratty and doesn't want to be there.
there's a bargain basement Chris Christopherson as the father.
And she's already like, one thing Jennifer Aniston does really well too in all of her roles, she's always really like frazzled and like put out by things. So she's instantly just going like, oh, like every corner she's just mad at something.
She has a couple lines to sell, and there's like, leprechaun, and we don't know how to stop it.
Well, she's not wrong.
Yeah. Well, at first she won't believe it. She keeps like anything but.
Yeah.
She's like, you know, she flustered through the whole film. Yeah.
Can you blame her? There's a leprechaun, but she doesn't actually believe it's a leprechaun. It's just like people are getting fucked up. Like her dad got bit and then she got scratched. And then like, I don't know, a cop gets his face off. Just shit's happening.
Off.
Yeah.
Now, for a very magical based horror monster, the leprechaun kills the cop. He just straight up snaps his neck.
True.
Yeah.
And there is a recurring thing, and it's a very brute force kill. And in the rest of the sequels, he snaps necks constantly. Like, this is his like MacGruber throat rip. His go-to move is just snap your neck.
I figured it was because at that point he just ran out of zany ideas. He's like, whatever.
And I love, isn't that when he's like on the cop's shoulders and you see his little feet kicking, which I love.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's his homage to Marv from Sin City. He just has this irresistible urge to use his mitts.
Oh, yeah. A-cab, and that includes you.
Damn.
And you can tell that he's having so much fun in this role, you know, like just delightful in everything he's doing and chasing everyone and, you know, pogo sticks and
The pogo
The
stick
pogo
is the
stick.
highlight.
yeah.
Mwah, chef's kiss.
This old left, he played one. He played pogo on his lung.
I don't know. It didn't work for me as much. I guess I'm like on the outskirts here. But it's like I was like, okay, pogo stick, that's wacky. You got me.
I was just like, this motherfucker's on a pogo stick. That's a dwarf on a pogo stick.
If we want to talk about him having fun, for me, the key moment to where I see Warwick Davis having the most fun, just elated in his face and eyes, is whenever the young Dennis the Menace child goes and opens up the hood of the truck, and he pops out like Jaws with just mechanical bits all in his mouth.
Yes.
Chef's kiss.
My personal favorite moment of Warwick Davis having fun is obviously when he is skitched.
All right. He was the raddest dude that night.
Yeah. On the roller skates, on the back of the Jeep, he's racking up points. He's elbowing other skaters, you know, and then he
Hell
just
yeah.
ends up going through that perfect impression through the fence.
I love when he runs into the truck with his little goat cart and he's like, ring around the rosies. And he's
Okay.
just laughing.
So that was a go-kart? I thought that was a Power Wheels that he had
Yeah.
turned into a battle bot.
Yeah, that's what I
Whoa.
thought too. Yeah, there's like little cars kids used to have, like the powered
Yeah.
Fisher Price things or whatever.
Yeah.
When he runs into the barn, you can hear like noises, sound effects, really, of him fixing up the power wheel. And then when it comes out, it has like a pitchfork on the front and a couple
Yeah.
little designs on the side.
He got one of the blueprints from Dead Rising.
All right.
And he's proud of his size. He doesn't care that he's little. He's gonna make everything work to his advantage. He's like Chucky. We have two
he's,
cats, so we always think that they're little leprechauns because they're up to no good.
Yeah, he's very comfortable with himself being stout.
Yes.
Oh, and what I've got here today, straight up for St. Patty's Day, what else would it be? This is the classic Guinness Draught Stout. Smells like a Guinness from, I guess it's still Dublin, Ireland, but it's probably not anymore because, that's how it is. It's 4.1, so you're not going to get a whole lot of sweetness there or a whole lot of alcohol. This is clean drinking. This is classic for a reason. This is one of the best-selling beers all over the world. This is damn good, y'all. Y'all know what it is? Go drink one.
Hell yeah, that made me thirsty, but thirsty for some murder. Now that the leprechaun is out and about, he's just out scurrying around killing people.
Yeah, we kind of get a whole lot of time where it's just shenanigans. Shillelaghs? No, that doesn't work.
That's James Cameron's sequel, Shillalians.
Shillelagh.
Well, yeah, they take her dad. Her dad gets bit up really bad by him in the tree, and that kind of what kickstarts it because they take him to the hospital.
And we just never see him again.
Never see him again.
Matter.
He was written out of the movie, for sure.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man, can't wait to work with you guys for 2 months. There for 3 weeks and out.
They should have had the leprechaun come out of the well and eat him like Sam Jackson in Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, his hat is like a shark's fin.
Well, since everything's happening, what are your guys' favorite kills? There's a lot of nonsense going on, so what's the best?
Well, there's a lot of like pre-kills too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot
Three
of
kills.
chasing and a
Oh.
lot of build-up. That
Hang on. Chasing used very loosely. Have you seen Warwick run around? It's a little embarrassing. Like, the director should have not put that in the movie. Like, he's good up close and far away, spooky at both, but the traversal between the two is a little rough.
No, it's adorable. Let the man do it.
He's like when he ran up and started fake punching the handsome Kevin Bacon in the bear trap. I was like, come on, man, cut.
I think it might make it scarier on some level. Like, I would not want to be killed by someone wearing roller skates. Like, it's very humiliating.
The dude had on knee-high socks.
It's not nice to make fun of a leprechaun.
Some dude on a skateboard snapped my neck,
Well, now that it's been confirmed that when we die, we just go to like the afterlife from Beetlejuice, you definitely have to have a cool death, or else you're just a fucking nerd.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to be a nerd, aren't I?
I don't know. There's still time.
I'm going to die of something lame like heart disease, and everyone's just going to be like, look at this lame ass here.
Jesus Christ.
well,
At least you won't get hit by a truck that says 3 guys who podcast.
Let alone paint. Yeah.
3 guys who paint. That's the predecessor to just 5 guys. They added 2 more and decided to cook up some burgers.
Well, maybe they grow up and decide to have a baby. Tom Selleck is there.
3 guys who paint a baby?
Warwick Davis is there, and it's totally 2.5 men.
Oh no.
I'd still prefer him to that the half man that we actually got. Man, he was awful, wasn't he? Just give me 3 Charlie Sheens.
Oh,
Just
there
give
you
me
go.
3 Charlie.
Winning.
All right, so we get to a point where we're like, all right, this is an actual honest-to-God leprechaun. He just wants his gold back. They hid the gold down the well. Let's get his gold back.
well, then you have to picture like, how would he go back to Ireland? Like, that'd be a story right there.
He can
Like a
teleport.
Yeah.
Technically, he uses the trees as seen in Leprechaun 2 and moving forward in the film franchise. But
Wait, is he like Shia LaBeouf in Indiana Jones? Is that what's happening?
He's like whipping around with the monkeys. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that how this works?
Remember when that Russian guy got eaten by ants? That was pretty fucked up.
What? I mean, what else do we have to talk about? There's just more tussling going on. They get the boy back his money, or at least most of it, minus the single coin that Ozzy swallowed, because it was magically delicious.
I kind of wanted that to come into play a little better than it did. Like, Ozzy does have that extra coin in his belly. I kind of thought Leprechaun was going to be like Arnold from The Running Man, just like ram his fist through his stomach and through his goddamn spine.
Or it just cuts to the leprechaun just trying to wait for Ozzy to poop.
He has
Yeah.
his
Like, he's
fist
being
up.
really nice about it. He's like,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right, I'll wait a day or 2. you know.
And then like a coin comes out, but he goes, "This is the wrong coin."
It's just like a token from an arcade or something.
This is a buffalo head nickel.
This is a Spanish doubloon.
Spanish doubloon.
You've got the leprechaun with his hand on Ozzy's throat while he's on the toilet. Who does number 2 work for?
Yes, there it is. The crossover we needed.
We need Vern Troyer in there just to get things confusing.
Now the leprechaun's kind of like made a mess of everything. Everybody kind of congeals back at the house, but this time with a shotgun. And everybody's kind of scrambling around like whether or not they believe the leprechaun is real, even though every single fucking person in that room saw it.
And he's constantly telling them, "I'm a leprechaun."
Yes!
The leprechaun got shot in this movie like more times than RoboCop. He's getting shot every other scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of, at the end, I kind of felt like there should have been a line where he's like, bullets, my only weakness. He took so much lead. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, the handsome Kevin Bacon missed every shot after he shot at the weeds, but that one shot that got him in the weeds was, like, full center mass.
He later claims that I shot him 6 times, and I was like, you missed most of those.
6 rounds into him. My brother in arms, that is a shotgun.
And like a few minutes later, trying to almost berate Jennifer Aniston. Like, you sure you know how to use that thing? You're just a girl and all that.
The leprechaun has a crazy healing factor. Like, I would love to see him go toe to toe with Wolverine. Just see who comes out on top.
Wolverine.
yeah, okay.
I just want to see him go toe to toe against Chucky. I think that would be a fun fight.
See, that's not too bad.
Now you say that, but in Bride of Chucky, they actually do that. You see 2 little people dressed as Tiffany and Chucky going at it, and it's one of the worst looking things I've ever seen in my life. So,
it's kind of like, what do you do at that point? Do you like go full puppets?
And we're just Team America. But when you say going at it in Bride of Chucky, do you mean fighting or fucking? Because there's both of those.
I mean, in reference to Jean-Claude Van Damme, either.
Probably, yeah.
Do you think the leprechaun fucks?
That leprechaun fucks hard.
If I have to bring it back, I will. With the space leprechaun,
Please.
He is looking for a bride, okay? He has a William Shatner-esque Star Trek alien bride that he's very cheap about, but he wants to bed her, bang her, and then bury her all in the same night, and he hopes that the dad pays for both the marriage and the funeral. He's a gangster.
Sure. He wants a bride in the second one too, so there's a love life for him.
There's a rule introduced in part 3 where if a leprechaun's blood gets into you, you become one. So it's not a stretch that maybe if a leprechaun's other fluids get into you, that you could turn into one.
Would it be considered to be leprechaun?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Spelled with a silent B at the end for no reason.
Yes, it would.
Which one's the applause?
The Shamrock Shake.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Is it a $5 shake? Pulp Fiction reference?
In this economy, probably more than that.
That's a great... Yeah. Who put tariffs on milkshakes? Ha!
Put the tariffs on the cows.
The cows will end up owing us money.
Well, since we're in the house, we're like at the final part. You know, everybody's back at the cabin, essentially. The leprechaun at this point is just fucking with them hardcore. We went over them beating up handsome Kevin Bacon. He gets shot at a bunch, but his shenanigans seem to know no bound.
We find out that the real way to kill a leprechaun, we find out through the old dude who is since dead.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that they had us fuck off to a retirement home to find the old dude from the beginning.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, the scene where he has to dump exposition upside down and dying in an elevator is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would like to know like how far town is, because he does get back to the house in the wheelchair.
Yeah, he sure
takes
does.
it down the street miles in this wheelchair.
The key word is handy capable.
I think it's an uphill downhill kind of thing. I think going into town you actually have to go uphill. So going back to town, he's just going to take that little thing off a ramp or something. He's going to do some tricks.
They did the show was Gary Busey is there with the silver bullet wheelchair. Hooks him right up.
Did he bring what's his name? Lord
Prince Henry Stout?
Yeah.
Every Gary Busey movie just needs a moment where he kills a dog.
I was already going to do it anyway. You might as well film it.
Put a hole in the skateboard for the turtle to poop through.
What?
I don't know what that means, but I don't want any clarification.
All right, there's a scouring for a 4-leaf clover. This is the denouement. This is the final showdown, right?
I just thought it was weird that the movie just legitimately took the time for everybody to stop, get down on the ground, and look for some fucking plants. Whose time are you wasting, movie?
A film about gardening, yes.
But what actually happens here is, little kid's gonna plant a bear trap and then get yoinked. And then everyone has to come
Right.
save him. And in the process, there's a tussle, as you have, because there's been a lot of tussling in this movie, just general tussling.
They distract him at one point by just dumping like a bucket of all the shoes they've gathered up just to distract him. And I thought, like, would that work? Like, could you just lure the leprechaun into like a Payless and he's stuck there cleaning
Right.
hundreds of shoes all night?
That's a dream.
It's got to be
job.
like James Woods, like, ooh, shoe. Ooh, it's a shoe.
In fact, it was so effective. Why not just like throw a shoe, have him clean it, and dirty the shoe again? Just keep him in perpetuity until you figure something out.
You could tape the 4-leaf clover to a shoe and then throw it at him. Is that a thing?
Who throws a shoe, honestly?
There we go.
There it is again.
Man,
The best idea they have is Ozzy just running in the barn where the leprechaun has the poor kid with his hand in a blender like Goonies. He's like, I got the corn and it's in my belly. What are you going to do about it? And they start slicing him up like he owes him fucking money.
what?
Literally.
With a shoe
He owes
buckle.
him a coin.
Yeah.
Bitch better have me gold.
Takes his buckle off, fucking starts slicing into him, bruh.
Yeah. It's almost like Pootie Tang at that point.
Reminds me of my grandma. Ooh.
She's getting robocalls and also she's a slasher.
No, to be honest, she was more of a switch kind of lady, but the belt came along.
He was still a drunken little monster.
But in the tussle, we do finally get the final blow. What does it take to finally rid us of this leprechaun?
Gum and a 4-leaf clover.
Yep. A 10-year-old in a slingshot.
Yes.
So he gets taken out with a spitball, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
Although,
totally.
if I ever got hit with a spitball in the mouth, I'd probably rather just die.
Yeah.
So gross.
Well, I mean, luckily for the leprechaun, it was fruit striped gum, so the flavor went away immediately.
Yeah.
He recovered right after.
Oh, thank the Lord.
He does have a little death rattle right there at the very end, but it doesn't mean much. They toss him back down in the well, throw some gasoline, get that into the water table and all that, throw a match in there, boom. We won't see him again till the sequel.
They had to assassinate that poor model of a well.
So it was apparently a well packed with dynamite because
Yeah.
it exploded
It
when that
did.
gas
Oh,
went
yeah.
down there. Which
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it was like a natural gas vein, maybe leaking in the well.
yeah, they've been fracking here. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. This was a fracking well.
Somebody's been fracking around this place.
Fracking idiot.
The movie doesn't even let itself rest, really. Like, the movie's over, and then we get Warwick Davis who's like, by the way, I'll be back in all the sequels.
Boy, are there sequels.
Leave nothing on the table. I don't need it.
They knew.
Also, be sure to watch me in Willow.
Yeah.
He was an Ewok. I was an Ewok too.
Your bullets won't stop me forever. I'll keep coming back.
So, like most of the other people here, unlike Chandler, I have seen this movie since I was little. I've always enjoyed Warwick Davis's performance. His look in the makeup has always been lasting and one of the biggest draws for me. I like anything with some cool creature makeup, so that was always a plus. He has some goofy kills, and again, it was referenced earlier. Someone who really gets into their work is always a good time. So he's having fun, which makes it fun for you, even though it's horrid murder. On the lasting scale, Leprechaun 1 will still always be Leprechaun 1. But man, when you go down that line of what comes later and the absurdity that grows and grows and grows, especially once he gets back to the hood for the second time, he's losing a little bit of his bite and he's just definitely become more of a mascot for idiocy. But it's a good time. I would give it definitely a rewatch anytime, especially for hunky Kevin Bacon. Good times all around.
I agree totally. This movie is amazing. I like to watch it every St. Patrick's Day. Gives me something to look forward to this time of year. But no, it's fun from start to finish. And Warwick Davis, he knows what he's doing. He knows the role he has, and he runs with it. Jennifer Aniston, before she got famous, this movie kind of has it all. And the franchise it's just fun. Like it's like you're just here to have a good time, and that's what it's all about.
You said this movie had a little bit of everything, but like I think it doesn't have quite enough. Like it does get really goofy towards the end, but like that's right past the 50-minute mark. Like at worst, this movie's kind of boring. Like everything's just kind of flat for some reason. Like I know this is like an early 90s kind of like AA movie. It's not quite like something that's going to make a ton of money or anything, but I feel like I need a little bit more. Like it felt like the movie kind of found itself later, like I mentioned before, and I feel like it could have done that beforehand. It almost like it played it too safe. It didn't know how to juggle its own goofiness, a little uneven. The pacing's kind of weird, but Warwick Davis is a lot of fun. And like you mentioned, Brady, the makeup is fucking phenomenal in him. Like his whole getup is great, but he's unfortunately placed in a movie that doesn't quite live up to his character.
The makeup is amazing in this movie. Gabe Bartalos does the Leprechaun makeup for all the movies, and there's even different stages of the makeup. It's real subtle, but it grows. I think this whole movie rests on the capable, tiny shoulders of Warwick Davis. You could have someone else play his role, and you may have gotten through one movie, but with him, you get 5 more. Like, and it's all because of him. He's having fun, and you don't bite into some candy and be like, "This isn't filet mignon." Like, this movie is not trying to be anything besides what it is, and it succeeds at doing that. So in my opinion, like, no notes. It's terrific.
Yeah, as I mentioned, this was actually the first time that I'd seen this movie, and maybe I ended up liking it a little bit more after talking about it than on first blush. There's a lot to like about it. It's not good, but there's a lot of fun, goofy shit. Warwick Davis is having a blast. Jennifer Aniston is doing a pretty decent job herself in her first major role. Is this a major role? Anyway, everyone's just having a good time. It's ridiculous. It doesn't matter. There's going to be like 10 more of these. It's fun. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Don't think about it.
Well, there you have it. That was Leprechaun from 1993, the year of our Lord. If you have any strong feelings about the movie or the show, leave it in that comment section below.
Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. Be sure to bash that bell icon too, so you don't ever miss what we have brewing up next for you.
Get out there and follow us on the social medias and anywhere podcasts are available. Give us a listen. Sometimes we're funny, and sometimes we run like Warwick Davis.
Well, thank you for having us on, and be sure to tune into Fright Court.
Yeah, anywhere podcasts are available, and some places they're not. Social medias, we're Fright Court or Fright Court Rules on Instagram.
Yeah, we got a lot of good things cooking this year, so
check us out.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're not funny.
Absolutely.
Mostly we're not funny.
That's where I cut it.
I need be gone.